happened again.
Hi. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Casey and I will listen.
Because I sort of remember some things, although the beginning I don't know how well I'll remember. I was kind of in my hillside meadow. I didn't have to go near the tree. I was just, there was, how did this all go? Man. Oh.
Whoa.
I just better just jump in and just state the key points that I remember so I can try to fill in the blanks later if need be.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw this sword, this flaming this sword with this energy on it. It was like a sword, and it was like a serious business, sort of stubby, sharp, hefty sword. Like, I got this idea with there have been past lives where I was wielding a sword, and there was a past life when I was Germanic tribesman and I didn't like swords. I preferred my spear.
Mm-hmm.
But there were certainly times of wielding a sword.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea of, there was a number of things. The energy Kundalini, it was about the human life being the translator of fire into light. Fire into light, that was a key element here. Mm-hmm. And when you think of that fire as the fire in the microcosm, is like in Dion Fortune's discussion of the four elements, she talks about fire being metabolism. Mm-hmm. And that's the fire in us, is the burning of fuel and metabolism in our life, that's vitality and energy. Well. Yeah. That's and Gabura as well. Yeah. So that how to be a vehicle for that fire of life into light. And it actually had me think of our departed comrade and friend Robert. Mm-hmm. And because he told me had a very strong opinion about something that was significant in magic. Mm-hmm. Because he for many years was, in his early years, was very involved in Thelema. Mm-hmm. And the OTO, and he it was his belief, more than opinion, it was his belief that Crowley's Book of the Law is written from the heart chakra, from Tiferet, from what the Golden Dawn calls Adeptus Minor, is someone that has achieved Christ consciousness, basically. Mm-hmm. And that it is often misinterpreted that the statement, "Do what thou willst" is the whole of the law, love under will, that is often misinterpreted because it has nothing to do, it does not insinuate that will is more important than love. Quite the opposite. What it's saying is that love, that Tiferet consciousness, beauty consciousness, Christ consciousness, the compassion of that the Dalai Lama talks about, is from Christ consciousness, is the base, the foundation of all true will. There is no true will that is not based upon love, or that Christ consciousness. Mm-hmm. So this really has stuck with it, and it makes a lot of sense to me. So I was thinking of that, and I had some images of goddess, of like Athena as a warrior goddess as well, and Brigid as this warrior goddess as well. And this, I went to a new place for me, in this place I sometimes go to get information or start off a creative visualization meditation. And there was, which we saw yesterday in our walk, that part of that yard where they had built up rocks in a circular, in a semicircle,
like a stone amphitheater,
like a mini amphitheater in their yard, where instead of, anyway, because there was like this amphitheater area, these rocks in this grassy area to create this semicircle kind of space, and there was like an altar in there. And there was this being, which I've never been one, I mean, all my years of doing readings, and I've never been one for this kind of guide stuff. But there was this guy there who said, he's my guide. And he's always been my guide. And it was...
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It was this... like kind of the classic, like Gandalf the White. He was like kind of just white, and white hair and white beard and robes, and oh my gosh, he told me his name near the end and I'm trying to remember it now. Ah, I remember. I think Gustav. Gustav. I don't know any Gustavs. I might have a Gustav in my Germanic lineage.
Gustav?
Not with an A, with a G. So I can try that some other time about that. But and then this imagery opened up around Theodore, the bright yellow-green diamond from the diamond light. That has to do with Theodora and the East, and
that's interesting.
The Ark of the Wayshore in the diamond light system as well would fit here as this place of kind of knowing, of wisdom, and of course is Venus Sophia in the diamond light stuff. So like love and wisdom together. I got a shiver, like, and in the body, feeling these things in the body. There was a tone for a while, like this ease, the sound, and it was nice not getting interrupted by kitties.
Yeah.
But I think there was some other things too. Oh yes, there was this thing, speaking of, I think I ran into my mentor teacher, Phyllis, and my grandma Mutzi. And we were hanging out together. Grandma Mutzi and Phyllis and I. And
wow.
I was playing my guitar and serenading them. And it was like this party in the ethers.
Interesting. And they were both strong
dancing.
Women too.
Oh, they were both tiny women, but they were both pretty powerful, pretty strong women. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma on my mother's side, Marguerite, and her nickname was Mutzi, and I got this picture of her in a leopard print, and the afro. She was like a radical kind of
In the 20s.
flapper girl. She
Yeah.
was like a party flapper girl.
In the 20s.
And who married a boxer in the 20s.
Yeah.
And her whenever they got married, 1920, I think. Because mom was born in 23.
Mm-hmm.
So they, 1990 would have been, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they knew where the speakeasies were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, that was, whoa. Okay.
Wow. That was, you went on quite a journey. You and Woodsy and Phyllis and
Robert
Gustav.
and Gustav.
And Robert. Wow, you really. My meditation was interesting. I didn't go to the tree place at all. I was in a very green area, like you said, like the Diamond Lake. Like when you mentioned that, yes, I recognize it as, sort of like, to me that is like fields and very light green, but there was this pathway and a hill, and I had a lion. I was dressed all in green. I had a lion on my right hand and a staff in my left hand. And the staff, I kept thinking of the staff of Moses, which turns into a snake, turns into a serpent. And there was a lot of people there. And I was making my way along this path, like there was crowds. And they were all dressed in green too, but they were all kind of glowing. Everything was kind of glowing beings. And I was making my way through these glowy beings, and they sort of began to sort of break into phalanxes, like into rows, and sort of like marching, like they were marching somewhere in formation as I was making my way through them. And not in an aggressive manner, that's just the way they were organized. And I made my way up this sort of dirt path up to the top of the hill, and I could see them just continuing to march and sort of go around and seat themselves around sort of the base of this hill. And I went up to the top of the hill and sat down, and we all watched the sun gradually set. And when I put my staff down, it turned into a snake, and it coiled and just sat beside me and watched. The lion and the snake and I and all of these glowy beings, we also just watched this big bright sun slowly setting, and just meditated on what will was. That was our job to do, was to meditate on what strength was. And like strength is all, all the different aspects. And I was seeing flashes of people that I felt were strong. Demonstrated strength. And different aspects, well-aspected strength, or poorly aspected strength. And sometimes it was the same person, and their face and their body language would change depending on what they were displaying, and all as the sun was going down. So, strength can be will, and strength can be compassion, and strength can be, so it was all of this. And that's what I did the whole time, was just with my pet beside me, my pet's beside me, and just watching this go down. It was like the horizon was a big altar, like everybody was just watching this and experiencing the same thing and focusing on that same.
So it was horizon,
strength.
wasn't water, wasn't over water, or was
It was, I couldn't really tell, it was just the horizon.
That didn't matter.
Yeah, it was just shimmering, so it might have been, but
that wasn't the point.
That wasn't the point, because, like strength can be compassion, and strength can be,
Which is interesting, meditating in the meditation.
Yeah, it was
quite a place to be.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, write down some of that stuff. And then you called us back because we were doing that. So.
Okay. All right. Well, there we are. That's our descriptions of our super duper meditations on the strength
card.
Thank you, everyone. And we're going to open a chat group, so if anybody wants to connect to us
and say hello.
Say hello on
Serendipity.
Well, actually, it goes through Messenger.
Yeah.
So either David, everybody had to befriend me in order to get through into here. So you can just ring me up on Messenger, and we have a group chat. We'll have a group chat. Okay, so where's my